Once upon a time, in a lush, green forest teeming with life, there lived a tortoise named Titi. Now, Titi wasn't like the other tortoises. While his friends and family were perfectly happy munching on juicy leaves and taking slow, leisurely strolls, Titi's eyes were always fixed on the sky. He had a dream, a big, seemingly impossible dream. He would often sigh, looking up at the birds soaring effortlessly above the canopy. "I want to fly," he'd whisper to himself. "I want to see the world from up there, to feel the wind beneath me and look down on the forest like a tiny green map." His friends would just shake their heads slowly. "Titi, that's a lovely thought," one would say, "but we're tortoises." The other animals in the forest weren't always so kind. The chattering monkeys would point from the branches, and the colorful birds would flutter down just to tease him. "You fly," a bright blue jay chirped one afternoon, hopping round Titi's shell. "You don't have wings, silly tortoise. Your house is on your back. You're made for walking, not for flying." Their laughter echoed through the trees, but it didn't discourage Titi. It only made his desire stronger. He was determined to prove them all wrong. Believing that wisdom was the key, Titi decided to seek out the most knowledgeable creature in the forest, the old owl, who lived in a hollow high up in the oldest, tallest oak tree. The journey was long and arduous for a small tortoise. He navigated tangled roots, climbed over fallen logs, and slowly, inch by inch, made his way up the winding trunk of the great oak. Finally, out of breath but full of hope, he reached the owl's home. "Oh, wise owl," Titi said, his voice trembling with effort and excitement. "Please, can you teach me how to fly? I want to soar through the clouds just like the birds." The owl blinked its large, golden eyes, turning its head to look down at the determined little tortoise. Its voice was soft and raspy, like dry leaves rustling in the wind. "Ah, little one," the owl hooted gently. "Your spirit is strong, but nature has its own rules. You cannot fly like a bird. Your shell, which is your home and your protection, is far too heavy." "But," they all added, seeing the disappointment in Titi's eyes, "that doesn't mean all hope is lost. If you are clever, if you use your mind, you might find another way to see the world from above." Titi pondered the owl's words for days. Use your mind. Find another way. What could it mean? He knew he couldn't grow wings, so perhaps he needed help from someone who already had them. He decided to go to the very king of the skies, the mighty eagle, whose nest perched on the highest, most treacherous mountain peak overlooking the forest. The climb was even harder than the one to the owl's tree. It took him many days and nights, but Titi's determination was unyielding. When he finally reached the eagle's eyrie, the great bird was preening its majestic feathers. "Great eagle, king of the skies," Titi called out, "I have come to ask for your help. More than anything, I want to fly." The eagle turned its sharp, piercing gaze upon him. Its voice was deep and powerful, echoing off the surrounding cliffs. "Brave little tortoise," the eagle boomed, surprised by the visitor. "Your courage is admirable. But you cannot fly by yourself. Your body is not built for the sky." Titi's heart sank. Was this another dead end? However, the eagle continued, "The owl was right. Strength is not always about wings. Sometimes, it's about friendship. If you gather your strength and humbly ask for help from others, perhaps your friends can help you try." The eagle's words sparked an idea. It wasn't about flying alone. It was about working together. Titi rushed back down the mountain, his heart filled with a new kind of hope. He went to the very animals who had once laughed at him. He found the chatty parrot, the nimble monkey, and the swift rabbit. "My friends," he announced, "I was wrong to think I could do this alone. The eagle told me that the real strength is in friendship. Let us all work together. If you help lift me, I promise to hold on tight, and we can all share the experience." To Titi's surprise, the other animals were moved by his humility and his passionate new plan. They saw his dream not as silly anymore, but as an adventure they could all be part of. "Okay, Titi," chirped the parrot. "I use my wings. And I'll use my strong arms to swing us from the high branches," chattered the monkey. They spent the rest of the day planning their grand attempt. The next morning, the forest buzzed with excitement. The plan was set. Titi would hold onto a sturdy vine with his mouth. The monkey would take one end of the vine, and the parrot would take the other. The monkey would swing them high into the trees, giving them a running start, and then the parrot would use its powerful wings to carry them higher. The rabbit's job was to clear a path below, just in case. "Ready?" The monkey called out. "Ready." Titi shouted back, the vine held firmly in his beak. With a mighty heave, the monkey swung them forward. Up, up, up they went. For the first time in his life, Titi was off the ground, swinging through the air. The wind rushed past his face, a feeling more exhilarating than he had ever imagined. The parrot then began to flap its wings with all its might, lifting them above the treetops. "I'm flying," Titi managed to exclaim, his voice muffled by the vine. "I'm really, truly flying." Below him, the forest was a beautiful patchwork of green and brown. It was everything he had dreamed of and more. They soared higher and higher, a strange but triumphant sight. Titi was overwhelmed with joy. But as they climbed, a familiar weight began to pull at them. Titi's shell, his sturdy home, was becoming a heavy anchor. The parrot's wings, used to carrying only its own small body, began to strain. The monkey, clinging to the vine, felt his arms start to burn from the effort. "Hold on, everyone," Titi urged, sensing the struggle. "We can do it. Just a little higher." But his encouragement couldn't change the laws of physics. The parrot's wingbeats became frantic and uneven. The monkey's grip started to slip. The vine, stretched taut between them, began to creak and groan under the immense strain. Suddenly, with a desperate flap, the parrot lost its rhythm. The sudden jolt caused the monkey to lose his grip entirely. The vine snapped free. For a terrifying second, Titi was suspended in midair. Then, gravity took over. He plummeted downwards, tumbling end over end. With a deafening crack, he landed hard on his back on the forest floor. Pain shot through his entire body. He tried to move, but a sharp agony in his back stopped him. He could feel the deep fissures in his shell. His dream of flying had come at a terrible price. The other animals rushed to his side, their faces a mixture of worry, guilt, and sadness. The rabbit gently nudged his head. "We tried, Titi," it whispered softly. "But maybe we should have listened. We aren't built to fly like birds." Titi closed his eyes, the world spinning around him. The physical pain was immense, but it was matched by the pain of his broken dream. Lying there, helpless and broken, the eagle's words echoed in his mind. He had gathered his friends, but he had pushed them, and himself, beyond their limits. He had been so focused on what he could be that he had forgotten the value of what he was. "I wanted to fly so badly," Titi said, his voice barely a whisper. "But now I see. Sometimes, we dream of things that are not meant for us. I should have been happy just being me." Titi spent many long days and weeks resting, his friends bringing him food and water as his shell slowly began to heal, leaving a network of scars that would forever tell his story. He never tried to fly again. But as he recovered, he discovered a new kind of contentment. He found joy in the taste of a sweet berry, the warmth of the sun on his back, and the slow, steady rhythm of life on the ground. He learned that while it's good to have big dreams, it's also wise to understand and accept our own nature. Titi realized that true strength isn't about reaching the sky, but about finding happiness right where you are, and cherishing the ground beneath your feet. Thanks for watching. Remember to follow for more stories.